with less people buying things, you have companies that don't have the need to purchase more things. And when they don't have a need to purchase more things like truck drivers, we have less things to deliver. If we have less things to deliver, then we become less needed because there's nothing to deliver. Hey y'all, what's up? How are y'all doing? So y'all, the job numbers, they ain't out. Job numbers have not come out. As you all know, the government has shut down. I think it said they've been shut down 22 or 27 days now. So yeah, the government done shut it down. So we don't have no job numbers. But this is the thing. Do we need job numbers? I don't think so. I know we don't need job numbers, because if you just ask yourself, who around you, us regular folk, how many people around you do you know that currently don't have a job or has been laid off, don't have a job? To me, it's the same, because there's no guarantee you're going to get called back just because you've been, quote, laid off. How many people you know don't have a job or have been laid off, or who is underemployed? For instance, and I don't know if it's underemployment, but it was like, for instance, my daughter is doing a job because it was the only job that she could find that is very labor intensive. I mean, it's so labor intensive that especially me, I ain't doing that. Nor my husband would want to do this job, because it's so labor intensive and it's so rough on your body. And I actually feel bad that she's in a position where she has to do this job, because it's like the only thing she could get. Like, she had been trying for almost a year to find work, and this was the best thing that she could get. And we just pray every day that she's able to sustain. I thought there was a spider over there, but anyway, that she's able, that she doesn't have any injuries, and that she's able to do this job without any major hiccups or upsets until she can find something better suited for a 23-year-old young lady. Not to say that women can't do certain jobs, but certain jobs can be really hard on your body, especially for women. We are internals and stuff like that, like a bunch of straining and stuff like that is just not good for us internally. So that being said, there's plenty of people out here who are without jobs, and a good job prospect is not nowhere near in the future. I have another family member who's been out of work almost 2 years now. And I would say the first year that they were out of work, they were trying very desperately to find another job. And with them, they're around my age. So when you get a certain age, it does become a little more difficult to get employment, because one, you have experience, and I think when it comes to having experience, it's like the unspoken thing that they feel like you're going to be asking for too much, or you're going to be demanding too much. And basically what it comes down to, you're not going to be a pushover. And then this idea that you're going to move more like a dinosaur. You're going to be slow to want to make changes and slow to learn new things. And that can be true. That can be true in a sense. That can be true. But I think for the most part, people who are my age, we are raised from a generation where we just suck it up, figure it out, deal with it. So with this family, I feel really bad, because I feel like they've gotten to a point where it's been so difficult in this job market that they've given up. And definitely not the right approach to take, but I can understand how you can get to that point where you're just like, I mean, what do I do now? Because the more people who get laid off, and the more people who lose jobs, the tighter, the less people are going to be spending. So the less people spend, the less companies are going to hire people to work at places where people ain't spending no money at. I mean, it's a very cyclical thing, if you will. So if people are getting laid off and fired, not fired, but people getting laid off or companies shutting down, whatever, there's less people out here buying products and buying things. So with less people buying things, you have companies that don't have the need to purchase more things. And when they don't have a need to purchase more things like truck drivers, we have less things to deliver. If we have less things to deliver, then we become less needed because there's nothing to deliver. And so it's just a whole cycle. And I find it interesting how so many people, and it's not everybody, I think we're excuse me, frog in my throat. I feel like more people are realizing not enough people realizing, but more people are realizing that some form of social, governmental, some type of intervention is needed, or better yet, maybe a better structure. We can have the structure of, we let a small handful, and I mean small, very small, tight handful of people control everything. Because for a lot of them, I feel like there's a singular mindset that I just want to be able to see how much I can accumulate and how much I can win. It becomes very competitive. It's very easy for them to only see themselves when they're not out here with the regular everyday people. It's very easy for them to only see themselves and their own quote needs or agenda over the masses. And the more we give just a small handful of people all of the power, the more the rest of us are going to suffer. And then here's the thing. Here's the caveat of that. I strongly believe that people with the mindset of just gimme, it's all about me, gimme, forget everything else, forget everyone else, forget if other people are suffering, forget if infrastructures are falling through. I need to win. I need to get more. I need to win. That, I strongly feel like that is a mental illness, you guys. That is a mental illness. And the problem with our society as a whole, and I don't mean just this country, society, the globe, civilizations around the globe, societies that exist currently right now, we are so used to praising these people like they're gods that we're not acknowledging it for what it is, which is, it's an illness. It's a mental illness to think that it's okay to absorb all the resources and things just for yourself, and all the other society around you falls apart. Because the thing about it is if everything else is around you is falling apart, at some point it's going to impact you. At some point, no person is an island. At some point, what is happening to the masses is going to affect you. Think about this simple little thing, this simple little thought. If you own a huge widget business, you sell these widgets and everybody been buying your widgets, and it's been helping you grow and become so wealthy. Just, oh my gosh, you just become so wealthy over selling these widgets to the masses. If you support the ideology that each company just is supposed to grab as much resources as possible, grab. If you support that, then the next company that does that, and they end up laying a bunch of people off or firing a bunch of people, and now these people can no longer buy your widgets that have made you so wealthy and so great, ain't that gonna affect you somehow? Like, isn't that gonna affect your quote bottom line? Isn't it going to affect your company at some point? it's It's the craziest thing. And then you have to think about this is, who has the greater mental illness? Those who do this to societies and think that this is the way, like, just, I need to just grab, eat as much as possible. Forget let everybody else starve. At some point, you're going to run out of stuff to eat. Even the people, if you decide to go start eating people, you're going to run out of them too. So it's a mental illness. And then it's like, who has a greater mental illness? Them who think this way, or us who support it? Us who idolize these people, like idolizing the wealthy, idolizing people's power. I think that's one of the main things. I know people idolize wealth, like, oh, this person has this nice car, nice house, so like they get to go on these vacations. But I think most of us, we idolize their power that they have. And it's like, okay, but their power that they have is directly harming you and your family, people who you love and cherish and adore the most in your life. These people's power that you idolize is actually directly harming them, if it's not directly harming you. And I feel like this country just has, like, not just this country, but this entire civilization that we call human society is suffering from a mental illness that we really need to get healed from. We really need some healing. That it's such a mental illness. And why I keep saying it's a mental illness, because no matter how much you try to rationalize how this doesn't make sense, how this isn't good, no matter how much evidence you present to people that this is not good, to just have a small group of people with all of the power, people fight for these people to keep their power. They allow them to brainwash them, to tell them that people asking for social services is ridiculous, and that people should just, I hate this saying, pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Oh my God, I hate that. But, like, people basically say, well, oh, just get a job. I remember I just had somebody that I talked to in the upper echelons of my company say something like, oh, we went to some city or whatever, and there was a phone store on every corner for selling these Obama phones, and how dare these people get these phones, and where the rest of us have to work and pay for our phones. I wanted to say to him so bad, okay, well, stop paying your phone bill. Go get you an Obama phone. And see how happy you are with a fucking Obama phone, excuse my French, over your regular phone that you can pay for. You so mad about them having a free Obama phone, go get you one. Turn yours in right now and go get you one instead. Like, the ridiculousness of these arguments. So do you want to live like these people? Because these people are not living the life of luxury. People on SNAP benefits, which some people are losing theirs. People on SNAP benefits are not living the life of luxury. They're not. I don't care how many times you feel like you go in the store and you see them with a cart full of groceries and you think, oh my God, they're doing so well. A lot of times that cart full of groceries is all they're going to have the rest of the month. They will not be doing several trips back and forth to the store. They will not, because they will not have any more food stamps to do so. A lot of times those people you see that are with the big carts of groceries, why they getting all that time, because they don't have transportation, and they've either gotten an Uber to come to the store, or taxi or whatever, or they have a friend or family member who's taking them to the store, and they say, hey, I ain't got time to be taking you back and forth to the store several times a week, so we're gonna go one time. You're gonna get everything you need for you and yours in this one shopping trip. And that's why these people have these big carts full of groceries. Y'all be so focused on the stupidest things. Like, do you really want to be subjected to only have a couple of $100s a month and that's it for your groceries? Or will you be happy and appreciative that you actually have a job, you have the mental capacity and the physical skills to have a job and keep a job where you can go to the store several times a week, maybe. And that's the thing too, if you ain't making enough money, then go ask for you an EBT card too then, or shut the fuck up. I mean, I just, the ridiculousness of the stuff that comes out of people's mouths, It's that for me. The ridiculous is like, okay, if you want to idolize how people live, why don't you go live like them then? If they living so great and you so mad about it. And then these same people, you tell them how many billions of dollars are wasted on people who have billions, giving them a tax break so they can keep getting billions. You tell them how many billions of dollars are wasted on just giving money to other countries because people feel like, oh, I want to have them in alliance with me over my specific business that I want to put over in their country. You tell them about that, they quickly shut down, turn the other way. You mad about, you want to go off on somebody for getting a little funky $400 a month, but you ain't mad about somebody getting billions? All the while these particular people try to figure out more and more ways to pay you less on your job, to give you less benefits on the job that you currently work and have. You ain't mad about that. No. Don't talk to me about that. I'm gonna look the other way. I don't hear none of that. I don't want to be mad about billions. I'd rather be mad about $400. I'd rather be mad about that. And the reason why people, I ain't even gonna get into that, but a lot of times people are brainwashed in the idea that a certain type of person is getting something over them, and they've been brainwashed to believe that that's what they need to be mad about. Don't be mad about this guy, the guy who's got 3 beach houses and 4 expensive luxury cars, who will quickly tell you go screw yourself if you ask them for a raise, a little 50-cent raise. You much rather say derogatory things and be hateful towards the person who's barely getting by on $400 a month. You rather be mad about that, because that's the most acceptable thing to be mad about. Because you take your ass down to your job, or you go up into your church house with your church folk and talk about that, the billions and people who got money who's taken from the small people. You already know you ain't gonna get many friends out of that situation. You're gonna get people like, oh my God, why would you these are people we're supposed to look up to. These people are upstanding individuals. Why would you say something negative about them? But they'll quickly all dogpile the person that you feel don't deserve the little $400 a month. All those people who are drug addicts, they're homeless, or they're them lazy black people, or they're them immigrants that's coming over stealing all our resources. Do you not understand? Here's 2 things about immigration, and here's another thing about the black people who are here that people seem to be so mad about. Immigration. You see immigrants because you're seeing the small group of people who have figured out, who weren't happy enough with exploiting you because you was asking for too much, like days off and a little bit of healthcare, a little pinch of healthcare assistance. They were so irritated and mad about that from you that they had to go and find other people to exploit. They had to find people they could exploit even more. That's what you need to realize. That's where it's coming from. Don't look at these people who are immigrants and be mad at them, because they just trying to survive and get by just like you. And then as far as the black people who are here, the people seem so mad about black people still being here, like we asked to be here. And then you can't say, well, then go back to your home. We don't have a home. We were taken from our home. We have no connection there. We have no connection there. And that was designed on purpose for us to lose all of our cultural ties to Africa. So we are here, not by choice, by force. And we've been forced to just adapt and just figure it out while we were here. But the reason why they're here is because why? The same reason I just told you prior. That the people who were here, the little small group of people who had all the money, they didn't like having to pay you. You was asking for too much. So they said, we want free labor. We want completely free labor. We want to buy these people for a small chunk of change on top from the people who brought them in, because we got to pay them for, putting them on the boat and the resources and they crew. We're going to pay them a little something for this little brown person, this little brown child, or the woman that's young, and we can get some babies out of her. So that's a good little investment. All that strong young man, we want to pay for him too, because he's a good, and we can definitely get him to pull some stuff and do some things. We're going to pay for that, because after that, we're going to have free labor endlessly. And especially we get a man and a woman, we have them have babies and we put them into slavery. Come on. That's an investment. Now we ain't got to pay your white ass. We ain't got to pay you for work no more. We gonna do our small little investment, little chunk of change that we got that you ain't got, but we got. We gonna get some free labor off of these people. And then when we're done getting free labor off of them, we gonna throw them out there with y'all, and y'all figure out what to do with them. And that's pretty much what happened. Jim Crow laws, all that stuff. Hey, y'all figure out what to do. Y'all want to kill them off, y'all want to whatever, we don't care. That's y'all problem, because we gonna live up on this hill in our little mansion, and we ain't gonna worry about what y'all doing to them. They ain't our problem no more. They ain't working for us for free. We don't give a damn what y'all do with them. So that's what happened there. So don't be mad at immigrants or black people for being here. You mad at the wrong person. You need to be mad at the fact that you keep getting exploited. That's what you need to be mad at. The people that you hold up high and dear and you praise them, they keep feeding you propaganda to tell you, don't look at us, look at them people. If you ain't, that just said, like I said, we are all suffering a mental illness experiment, if you will, because you would think it would be obvious that these people are taken from you. But I think for some people, they feel camaraderie or a sense of home, a sense of community by being in agreement on, oh, we're just going to focus on it. And I think it's a sense of powerlessness. You know that, or you feel that you can't do anything, you can't do anything about the people that's up top. So while I'm mad and I'm pissed off, I'm just going to punch down on the people below me, or I'm going to knock out the person next to me, because I can't get to these people up here. And right now we're at a critical point in our society where everything is being revealed to us. This is the moment. This is our defining moment to say, do you want things to be different? Or do you prefer to just live in the lie? But that's where we're at right now. It's like, do you want actual change? Do you want to live in a different type of world? Or do you prefer to continue to believe the lie that brings you just a little bit of comfort? All while your job stability is out the freaking window. I don't know anybody that feels like they have a stable job, like they're guaranteed to be able to keep their job as long as they show up and do what they're supposed to do. I don't know anybody, black, white, whatever color you want to be. I don't know anybody that feels that way. I don't know anybody that feels that way. I feel like everybody's walking around with a little anxiety, like, if I step the wrong way, I'm out of here, and ain't no telling if I'm going to ever be able to obtain another source of income to feed myself. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, clip some part of this video that you feel is going to be helpful to someone that needs to hear anything that I just said. Because the problem is, we need to understand that if we keep accepting that it's okay to dehumanize anybody, we are giving others permission to dehumanize all of us. We're setting a system up and a precedence that it is okay to continue to dehumanize any of us. And I know right now that some people see that's only happening to certain people. And you're looking at the immediate outcome ideology that these people getting out of this country, getting rid of immigrants, and possibly some people like, let's get rid of the blacks too. Whatever. That somehow it's going to free up. No, the problem is The system we live in is not the color of the skin of the people. It's not where these people came from that is the problem. It's the system that's the problem. And I don't care how many people you get rid of your mama up out of here, it's not going to change the system that you live in. You're not going to get things are not going to go better for you. They're just not. Anyway, I'm out. That's enough for today. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye for now.